Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're all doing good out there. It's good to be back filming a vinyl video as always. And I got some good finds here. Some prog rock, some 80s pop rock. So let's just get on with it, shall we? And we're going to start with Marillion. Brave. This is the Steven Wilson remastered box set of Marillion's album Brave. And there's the back of it. I've been collecting the box sets from Marillion as of lately. The first ones to come out was Misplaced Childhood and Clutching at Straws. I have those, they sound great. And now we're getting to the Hogarth years. And as far as the Hogarth albums of him singing for Marillion, this is probably my favorite album from the Hogarth era. I have lots of favorite albums, but this is definitely one of them. I would maybe rank this top because it's such a great album. Brave came out in the 90s, early 90s, like 94, 93 or 94, I believe. Not really sure on the year, but somewhere around there. And this recently came out as Steven Wilson remixed the album Brave. He did the 5.1 mix and the stereo mix. And just like the other box sets, it comes with a picture book here and photos from the time they were making the album Brave. So this is always a cool thing to go through while you're listening to the music. Just kind of puts you back in the 90s when this album came out. And I mean, I didn't discover it to the earlier 2000s, but oh man, this is like one of the first Marillion, well, definitely the first Marillion album with Hogarth singing that I heard. And I'm so glad to have this collection because this remix sounds really good. I had a version of this on vinyl already, and though I had some issues with the mix, I still thought it sounded good. I'll just show you a few records. I mean, it has the album on 2 records, and it has a live recording from the early 90s with the band performing the album in its entirety on 3 records. So these are the insert cover art for the album remaster. So that's what they look like. And as far as the live recordings from the 90s, this is what the album artwork looks like. I'll just show you one. There's 3 of these albums. And kind of a really nice concert in France in '94, I believe. And the label, not much of a label, but still, I mean, the live performance is spectacular, absolutely spectacular. And the remix, really well done, really well done. One song is really bass heavy, but other than that, that's being nitpicky. This is a absolutely brilliant box set. It sounds great. Like I said, one of my favorite albums from the Hogarth era because there's so much emotion and drama in the music, and it's a concept record based on an actual TV news story about a woman who was on one of the major bridges in London, I guess, threatening to jump. The police got to her before she did do that, and they were trying to get some information out of her, like, what's your name, where do you live, but she refused to speak and just would not utter a word. So she had no identification on her. So the police had no idea who this woman was, where she lived. I think they put out a TV bulletin asking the public, do you know this woman? Do you know anything about her, where she lives, who she is, how old is she? Because they had nothing to go off of. And I guess Steve Hogarth caught that news story and based the story, that's the concept of this album. And just sort of showed snap pictures of her life leading up to that moment on the bridge. And that's what this album more or less is about, and it makes it very interesting. So, very cool concept album, and one of my favorite Marillion albums. I'm so glad to have that 5 LP box set. It's killer. Another classic prog rock band is Yes, and I have their 50th anniversary live album, which is on limited colored vinyl. But this one just features John Anderson, Trevor Rabin, and Rick Wakeman. Those are the original members, and the drummer and the bass player are hired guns, basically. But it's a great record, absolutely great record, and you get to hear songs from the 70s, the 80s, and early 90s of Yes. I mean, I'm a casual Yes fan. I don't know how the hardcore Yes fans feel about this record, because it's not the original lineup. It's not Steve Howe on guitar and Alan White on the drums, so you wonder how it was received by the hardcore fans. I think it's a good record. I caught a lot of clips on YouTube of them singing Owner of a Lonely Heart, Rhythm of Love, what else? Changes, Run Around. Loved what I heard on YouTube, so I couldn't wait to get the album. I found a brand new, this album goes for like $56. I found it used for $35. I mean, $35 is still a lot of money for a used record, but there's 3 LPs in here. 3 LPs. There's a sleeve to LP number 1. Nice picture of John Anderson there. And they're all pressed on orange vinyl. Let me just get the label right side up. There we go. It's a nice looking record. All the records look like this. I'll just show this one. They all have the same label too. So pretty nice, pretty nice. Here's record 2. Let me just get it out here. With the same design for the track listing, but got a good picture of Trevor Rabin here, so real nice. So put this one back, and I'll show you record 3. Again, here's the same design for the track listing, but Rick Wakeman on the cape and all on the keyboard. So, and I really do love the mix on it and the energy. There's a great energy in this performance. You could tell the guys are having fun. They're having a great time playing this old music, kind of playing around with the arrangements a bit, not a lot, but a bit. Writing new intros for the songs, so forth. So, and extended jam sessions at the ends of the songs, just to get the crowd hopping. That kind of stuff. It's fun energy. It's fun, positive energy. That's what I get from this record, and that's why I like to spin it and listen to it. I've gone through this thing many times, and I have a great time with this. It's a 3 LP set, and I think it sounds great. Like I said, I don't know how the hardcore Yes fans feel about this, but I thought it was really good, and I'm glad it's in my collection. So there we go. Another prog rock band. This is a 3-piece band. It's Rush. Hemisphere's Picture Disc, which came out on Record Store Day. And I like this because it shows the 40th anniversary of this album, as we see there on those markings. And there's the back with pictures of the band and individual shots there. Really cool. It's still sealed. I have not popped this thing open yet, because I have the original picture disc from the 70s, a used copy, which had a clipped corner right here. But it still played great and played really good for a picture disc. And so I wasn't going to get this originally because I already had one. It wasn't until I went to the record store and I actually found a leftover copy, and I saw the 40th anniversary markings on it. I thought that, even though I have that would be a cool collector's item, because I am a huge Rush fan, and it would seem kind of, and also being a vinyl collector, I don't know, it just seems silly to leave it out. So I just decided, what the hell, I'll do it, and I went ahead and pull the trigger on it. Still haven't cracked it out of the shrink yet. It's still a sealed copy, but it's great to have this. And this is one of my favorite Rush albums. This album is damn near perfection to me. I love every song on that album. Here's another interesting one from Marillion. This is a bootleg. This is a bootleg from Marillion from 1985. So the album they were supporting at the time was Misplaced Childhood. And this is called Childhood Mysteries, is the name of this bootleg. I'll take it out of the sleeve here so you can get a better look at it, because the sleeve's reflecting too much of the light. Hopefully that's better. There we go. Real interesting artwork on this. I had never seen this before, so I quickly wanted to jump on it. I love Marillion. I love collecting their bootlegs, as long as they sound decent. This is a 2 LP set from Castle Donington from August of 1985. So really cool. Try to get the Try to get it. It's just on these plain white labels, so there's nothing really that exciting to show, but... And I marked them side 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Because I'm never going to get rid of this. I'm never going to resell it. And as far as bootlegs go, this sounds really good. I can tell it's an audience recording, but it's a real good audience recording. So, and you could tell the fans just love the band during this time. Because you can hear that fan love all throughout the bootleg. They played the whole, well, most of the Misplaced Childhood album live. As far as some, and then also some classic Marillion songs like Garden Party and Market Street Heroes, Incubus, Fugazi, White Feather. You know, some great songs on here. So, and it's a really good bootleg. Audience recording, like I said, but it still sounds really good. So, very happy I put that in the Marillion collection. Now, time for some 80s pop. Why not? I got these. I'm going to show them both together because they're great. They're both from Howard Jones. We got Humans Live, and we have Dream into Action. These are the remasters that he put out recently. At first I wasn't going to get it because I already have older copies of both these records. So I thought I was good. But these sound so good. It's an automatic upgrade from what I had previously, and in the liner notes, a lot to read there. Written by someone who was close to Howard Jones. I forgot the guy's name, and then Howard Jones does a track-by-track memory of each song. So this is real cool to read while you're listening to the album. Humans Live is pressed on this really beautiful white vinyl, and just a great remaster. Sounds so much better than my old copy. It is a big time upgrade. It's like hearing this album for the first time. I know I always say that when I talk about remasters, but it's true. And basically true in the case of this album. It just sounds fantastic. A lot of my favorite Howard Jones tracks are on here, like What Is Love, Heart in the Shell, Hide and Seek, Equality. All those songs sound fantastic on this reissue, as well as Dream into Action. This is, even though I love Humans Live, I think I connect with this album the most because I was about 15 years old when this album came out, and I can remember Life in One Day being played on the radio, as well as Things Can Only Get Better, the video being played on MTV. And like the other album, lots of liner notes to read and, you know, period pictures from the time of 1985 when this album was out, and a track-by-track thing, memory from Howard Jones, what he remembers about each track. And this is pressed on green vinyl, which looks really nice. Look at that, it's gorgeous. I love the shade of green. There's the label. Really good album, and the remaster is fantastic. It makes it sound brand new, as if it's a new release. Hard to believe it came out in '85. It just takes me back. And this is just an automatic upgrade to the great used copies I had of these albums. Have now been substituted by these two albums, and it sounds great. So Howard Jones remasters. Keep it 80s rock. Canadian trio, but not Rush. So we can only be talking about Triumph. Thunder 7 is the album, and let me try and get it out of this plastic, which it won't. There you go. At first it wouldn't budge. I had this album already, and I had a pretty average used copy. The average used copy you can get for a couple bucks in record stores. So the reason I bought this was because of this little sticker right here. See that? Quiex. It's I only have a few albums that are pressed on this Quiex vinyl, or pressing, whatever you want to call it. I have some Fleetwood Mac records, and a Christy McVie album that's on Quiex, and they do sound good. But I was curious to see how much better it would sound than my average used copy I already have in the collection. And it sounds way better. It's a lot better. And this is a gold stamp promo. So that means it's an early pressing of Thunder 7. So I got it just for that reason, to compare it to my copy, and it blows my copy away. This sounds so much better. So I'm glad I got that up. I just retired my old copy of Thunder 7 and replaced it with this gorgeous pressing. And this is a fun album, you know. Follow Your Heart is on here, Spellbound, Midsummer's Daydream. This is a fun album to have. I do dig this album. And yeah, real happy to have this Qui-X pressing in my collection because it sounds so much better than the used pressing I have. So that was a big upgrade. See, this vinyl dig was mostly upgrades. Stuff I already had, but yeah, what if it sounds better, it sounds better. Okay, some 12-inch singles from Echo and the Bunnymen, Bring on the Dancing Horses. I believe this is a UK pressing of the single. And on the B side we have Bedbugs and Ballyhoo and the song Over Your Shoulder. Over Your Shoulder. There's the label. It is printed on, or pressed on I should say. So really cool. I've never seen this 12-inch single before. In fact, I didn't even know this song was a single, to be honest with you. It's a real catchy tune. Bring on the Dancing Horses. Real catchy tune. I love it. And felt really lucky that I found this. And another UK pressing from Duran Duran for the song New Moon on Monday. Not Blue Moon. New Moon on Monday. One of my favorite songs from Duran Duran, even though it's kind of a forgotten song because everybody knows Save a Prayer and Hungry Like the Wolf. I think this is like a forgotten song from them, but really good. And Simon Le Bon's vocals sound pretty cool on this track. There's the label there. And this is, like I said, a UK pressing, so import pressing. Really cool. And just a great song from Duran Duran, so real glad this is now in the collection. Alright, let me show you a couple of interesting 10-inch records here, just two of them. They're both from Pete Townsend. The Quadrophenia Demos 1 and 2. I found these used. I am a big Who fan. I love the Who. And I love the album Quadrophenia, so I was real curious to see what the demos from this album sounded like. And I had a documentary from the Who, but it was for the album Who's Next. And I remember the producer from that album he always said Pete Townsend's demos sounded so good, as if they could have been released as a definitive track. So I remember him saying that, and it's true. It is true. I got these and started spinning it, and I was like, wow, these sound like really good demos. Really good demos. Yeah, and this is the first part of it. Has the Real Me on it. That sounds awesome. Oh my God, just some good demos on the part of Pete Townsend. Same thing with the second batch of demos. Here we are, number 2. I wish I was half as talented as Pete Townsend. I admire guys that they're like a one-man band. They can play it all and record it all, and they can also be their own producer and make sense of the recordings and mix them out perfectly so it doesn't sound like a mess. I wish I was as talented as Pete Townsend. He is a genius when it comes to those things. May not always agree with all of his songwriting, but the guy is talented, and in the studio he's what I would call the big brain. While you're still thinking of the answer to a problem, why doesn't this sound good, he already has it and is already applying it and fiddling with the knobs and faders, and he's already there while you're still scratching your head and wondering what to do. He's one of those guys that are just born to be in the recording studio. That's his genius, and he is good at what he does. Alright, the last thing I'm going to show you is a 45. A very rare 45 that I am so happy I have. It's from the band Garbage for the song Vow. It was their very first single back in the 90s. This is a UK import. It is old school. It's back from the 90s, and it's in this metal case. As you can see, a metal case for the song Vow. Well, I mean, this cool metal sleeve, I mean. It's just awesome. And let me just try to get the record out here. There we go. And try this. There it is. And the B side is a special mix of the song Vow called Vow Torn Apart. But really cool. This was kind of pricey because it's such a collector's item. Very limited edition. They didn't print many. They didn't make many of these. There's the little card that came in with it. And yeah, real metal sleeve for the record. And this G is embossed here. So very cool. Very cool. I feel very happy to have this. I only have a few 45s on the band Garbage, and when I saw this in the store, it was kind of a must for me because I really love the band. I've only seen them live one time, but that was a great concert in San Francisco. It was just a great show, and I walked out of there really happy because they put on a great show. They actually are a really good live band. People just seem to think they're a 90s studio band that just relied on effects and loops and all that gimmicky stuff, but no, they actually are a killer live band, and I was really happy to find this and to put in my collection, my Garbage 45 collection. That is a huge find for me. Alright, that's going to do it here, folks. That was the final finds for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, leave me comments so we can get a little conversation started. I'd be happy to hear from all of you. Alright, take care. See you at the next video.